We're going to start Monday's English lesson with some spelling rules. Now this is a rule we haven't done before. It's about turning singular words into plural words. So singular just means one, like one apple, one toy, one banana. Plural means more than one. So apples, toys, bananas. Now usually it's quite easy to turn a singular into a plural. You just add an S to the end of the word. So you can turn apple into apples by just adding an S. But there are some words where that's a bit more tricky. We're going to be learning about some different rules for how you make those into plurals. So just like we normally do in class, I want you to have a go on your own first. And it doesn't mean you're expected to get them all right the first time. When you get them wrong, I'm going to put the answers up, so you need to pause this, and then we're going to correct any mistakes, because that's how you learn. It's much easier to learn something if you get it wrong first, and then you have to correct it, rather than just copying them all out. So you're going to have a go at getting them wrong first. So let's have a look at what pictures we've got. This one should be quite easy. So the word says cat, but the picture is of cats. So you've got to turn cat into cats. The word is box, but the picture is of boxes. So you need to write boxes. Then we've got leaf, but the picture's of leaves. We've got ball, but in the picture there are balls. That's another easy one. Then we've got brush, brushes, puppy, puppies, baby, and babies. Now some of those words, I think babies might be on your minion words, your spelling list, so you might already know those ones. But the others, I want you to have a go at. First of all, you could write the singular word, so just cat, and then write equals, and then have a go at writing the plural afterwards. So pause the video now and have a go at that on your own. So let's have a look at the answers. Let's do the easy ones first. Cats was easy. Balls is also quite easy. It's just b, a, l, l, and you put a s on the end. Now the others all have a bit of trickiness about making them into a plural. So box turns into boxes. And words that end in X, you add an ES to the end. So if the word ends in X, to make it a plural, you add ES. There's no others ending in X, but there's one ending in sh. So brush, it's the same rule. If the word ends in a sh, you add ES on the end to make brushes. Now the other rules, the ones you might know already, baby. Now there's a way of remembering this rule. You have to say goodbye to the Y and hello to the I. So you replace the Y with an I and then add ES. So it's bees, babies. And remember, it's only one B, because lots of people write babbies by mistake. So puppy also ends in a Y. So you say goodbye to the Y and you change it to an I. And then you add ES. So puppy turns into puppies. Now the other rule, and not many words use this rule, is for words ending in F. So we've got leaf, and you change the F to a V. Leaves. We might be looking at some other examples that use that rule through the rest of the week. So now you can make sure that you've got the correct spelling of the plural for each word, and you can write that in your book. You don't have to cross out or rub out if you've already had a go and it was wrong. Just like you do in school, just write the correct one next to it. Type of writing it is. So do you think it's a story? Do you think it's non-fiction? Do you think it's fact writing? Do you think it's a song? So maybe you might be able to guess by looking at it what type of writing it is. So I'm going to read it out to you, and there might be some more clues as you listen to it. Anyone see my dragon? Scary, scaly, tall and taily. Daisy the dreadful dragon. She's got bad breath, a temper true, eats old ladies, children too. She breathes out fire, she puffs out smoke, she'll singe your hair, she'll make you choke. Anyone seen my dragon? She soars about, she seeks out food, makes loud noises, mainly rude. Yes, she's grumpy, yes, she's smelly, big butt always blocks the telly. Anyone seen my dragon? And she's beastly and a pest, but I love her, she's the best. Please send Daisy back to me. Treat her well, or you'll be tea. Anyone seen my dragon? So what sort of writing do you think that was? There are quite a few different clues. I'm just going to get a pen to sort of highlight some of them. First of all, there's gaps in between. So that does make it look a bit like a song because it's divided up into verses, just like songs are divided into verses. And then it does break quite a few rules. There are some full stops. I can see a full stop there. But every single line starts with a capital letter, which is not normally what we do when we write in year 2 because we write in sentences that carry on over the end of the line. So this is breaking that rule. And it's also breaking the rule of not always having a full stop. There's not one there, is there? Because that's the middle of a sentence. Please send Daisy back to me, and then the full stop is there. So hopefully you might remember by now that writing that breaks the rules is usually a poem. Now sometimes poems rhyme, so do you think this poem rhymed? Have a think and see if you can think of any words that rhymed. She's got bad breath, a temper true, eats old ladies, children too. There was a bit of a rude one, wasn't there, down the bottom? Yes, she's grumpy. Yes, she's smelly. Big butt always blocks the telly. So we've got a smelly rhyming with telly. We had food rhymed with rude. We had, there's fire. She breathes out fire. She puffs out. Oh, it was smoke, wasn't it? It's just that smoke, and you can't see the rest of choke because it's gone off the computer. Makes you choke. Any more rhymes you can see? We've got pest, and that rhymed with best. And we've got me and tea. Now, it's quite a funny poem, isn't it? And I thought it'd be a really good idea to use this poem to have a go at writing our own. So this is about an imaginary creature. It's about a dragon. But because we're going to be learning about animals this term in science, I thought maybe we could think about some real creatures. So maybe one creature that we all already know is Oreo the bunny. So we could think about a poem called Anyone Seen Our Bunny? But what you can do later is write a poem about your own pet. So if you're lucky enough, and I know some of you have definitely got dogs because I've seen your dogs on Zoom, and some of you have got cats. If you've got your own pet, you could write about your own pet. And if you haven't, you can write about Oreo because you probably remember what Oreo looks like. So when you're thinking of ideas, you can think about what do they look like, what do they sound like, what do they move like. So we know that Oreo hops, and sometimes when it gets excited he might jumps. Now I don't think rabbits make much noise. He might sort of snuffle a bit. I don't think they make much noise, but he does nibble and he does chew. And then you could think of some adjectives. So what does he look like? He's going to do colours first. Black, white. And if you've ever stroked Oreo, he's very soft. And his fur is silky. So you could do this with your own pet. So you could think about what your pet looks like, what it sounds like, what it moves, and things it does, because there was some quite funny things in the one about the dragon. So maybe you could think of some ideas about your own pet. Your task is to write your own short poem using the same format as the one that we listened to. So the title is going to be Anyone Seen My? And so that can be your own pet, the name of the pet, or you could say dog or cat. Or if you haven't got your own pet, it could be Oreo. So it could be Anyone Seen My Rabbit or Anyone Seen My Bunny? And then you can think about what they look like. And remember, it doesn't have to be sentences. It could just be two adjectives like cute and furry, black and white. It doesn't have to be in a sentence. Because it's a poem, you can break some of those rules that we usually have. And so you could think, what noise do they make? Is it like loud and barky? Or are they purry? Do they purr? Do they meow? And then how do they move? Do they pounce? Do they jump? Do they run? Are they lazy? So do they just sit around all day watching the telly? What do they eat? Do they like smelly fish food? Do they like chewing on bones? And things that they like to do. So they might have little habits. They might be nice things that they do, or they might be really annoying habits that they've got. And that makes you think about what bad things they might do or what good things they might do. And then you finish your poem with the same starter. So anyone seen my? And that's how you finish it. So I had a go thinking about Oreo and what we could say about Oreo. So it's anyone seen my bunny? Big and bouncy, silky and soft, fluffy and cute in his black and white suit. He likes to nibble and chew. He does lots of poo. His ears look kind of funny, but he's a lovely bunny. Anyone seen my bunny? So you could use some of those ideas, and you can add some of your own. Or what would be really good is if you could do one about your own pet, or maybe your nanny or granddad has got a pet. You could write about someone else's, any animal or pet that you know. So I've used a few adjectives in mine. We've got big and bouncy, silky, soft, fluffy, cute, black, white, funny, lovely. So see if you can make sure that you use some describing words, some adjectives in your poem. That's what I'll be looking out for. And maybe some people will have a chance to read them out on Zoom. And if you're brave enough to read something out on Zoom, nearly called it Broom then, make sure you practice reading it first. It's quite hard reading things out in front of people. So give it a little practice first. You don't have to read it out. You could just sort of show it up to the screen as well.